Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel where I'll be sharing my fitness journey, veganism, and everything in between. Hi guys, my name is Amanda and this is my first YouTube vlog. I basically created this to become accountable on my fitness journey, and I am briefly going to explain kind of what my vlog is going to be about and a little bit about my past, which I will definitely get into more details in further videos, but just kind of a small basis, not going way far back, just a few years back. So first thing is that around 2013, 2014-ish, I lived in Hawaii for a couple of years with my husband, who was in the military, and we got to live there on Oahu for a couple of years there, and that was a lovely experience. When I first got there, I think I weighed like 135 pounds, and I was like 18, I think, or 19. I think maybe I was 19. And so about maybe half of a year to a year of living in Hawaii, I found out that I have myofascial pain syndrome, which is in my back, and it spread to my arms. And it would make my hands go numb, and I would get horrible sleep, and I always wake up with back pain, and it just really put a damper on my goals and everything I wanted to do in life, because I had actually just graduated from cosmetology school before moving to Hawaii. So that was an interesting thing to hear and to find out about. I've gone through lots of testing. I've gotten nerve testing done. I can't remember what they call that, but there's been a lot of testing that I've gotten done, and I'm not going to explain right now what myofascial pain syndrome is because it's too much for one video, but to kind of speed things along here, I was pretty miserable with the pain and everything that I was feeling at the time, and I slowly started to gain weight. I think I gained about I went from about 135 pounds to 170 or 167, somewhere in there, by the time I left Hawaii and moved back to Washington. So that was really hard for me, because you think, oh, living in Hawaii, like I'm gonna be in my bikini and like I'm gonna go up to the beaches and all those things, but those experiences just end up being, for most of my time, very uncomfortable for me because I was a lot heavier than I was used to being. So that was quite challenging and really made me depressed. So when I moved from Hawaii back to Washington, I lived with my parents for a few months, me and my husband did, until we bought our house in Washington. So we lived at my parents' house for a few months there while we were getting everything sorted and figured out, and also waiting for our household goods. And so we, my parents, who've always taught me fairly healthy, and like, so I reverse a little bit, like in Hawaii, I was eating healthy and juicing and sometimes doing a little bit of gym workout or workouts from home off and on, but I never continually did anything, and I never got dramatic results from anything. And I knew about juicing and healthy eating, and I knew about Dr. Fuhrman at that time and all these different things, and I just wasn't putting my best effort in, and I think I was just very depressed and trying to understand what exactly was going on with my body. So I just gained weight instead of losing any. And so now if I fast forward back, sorry guys, to my parents. So I already knew about Dr. Fuhrman. My parents had told me about Dr. Fuhrman. If you don't know who Dr. Fuhrman is, I get nothing for talking about him. But he is a Nutarian, and he came up with a Nutarian lifestyle. And it's basically like a Whole Foods type thing, but you're vegan. He has like kind of non-vegan plans where you eat a little bit of meat or stuff, but he doesn't like totally recommend that if you can get away with not doing that. But anyways, he's basically like a program that it's eating nutrient dense food per calorie, so you're trying to get the highest nutrients per calorie as possible, and that's kind of like what his whole thing is about. And like he's cured people of who've had triple bypass surgeries. He has cured people of diabetes. He has cured people of like tons of other problems and gotten people off like 30 plus medications. So like his plan is really good. He has a book. If you're interested in anything of that, I'm sure I'll talk about him more again, but he does have a book and everything called Eat to Live. I can put a little link to it below if any of that sounded interesting to you yet. But so we read about him, we knew a lot about juicing, we watched the documentary Forks Over Knives, which has, if you've never seen it, it's about a juice cleanse basically. And we've owned a juicer since I was little, so and we've juiced off and on. Like even in Hawaii I was juicing off and on, but we decided, me and my parents decided to do a 30-day juice challenge. And in that juice challenge, we were just drinking green juices. And then when I say juice, I'm not talking fruit juices, I'm talking fresh pressed green juice, with just a little bit of apple or a little bit of pear or a little bit of whatever fruit to make it just barely sweet or just like bearable to drink if you're not like a big fan of green juice. But we are mostly juicing green juices, and that went really well. A lot of change happened to my body in that time, but to fast forward here, I went from 167 pounds, I have this written down somewhere, but I went from 167 pounds, I believe, to 155 pounds in that month's time. I think I lost like 10-ish pounds or something like that. And yeah, so I did that. I felt great. I was energized for the most part. I was lighter, so I was happier. And my skin and everything was great and all that sort of thing. And then me and my husband moved into our house, and I bought a bunch of stuff for juicing, and I had a juicer at my house so that I could continue to juice even though the month challenge was over. Like I was still going to continue to do that. I felt great. You know, me and my mom would go on long walks and different things together. And then it seems like maybe a couple months after moving into our new home that I kind of fell off the bandwagon, and I was like eating healthy. So from like then to now, like I was constantly like trying to eat healthy, but I wasn't like 100%. Like I would still eat cheese here and there, I'd still eat meat here and there, I would still have hot Cheeto fries, like just like all those sorts of things. I would still have ice cream or coffee, and like coffee I mean like mochas that are like, you know, have all that sugar in it. So I did that, and I believe I put back on at least a couple pounds. So I was about 160 pounds. And I was gained a little weight back, and I was becoming uncomfortable again, and I'm still very heavy, 160 pounds. I'm still like 30-40 pounds overweight, and I just wasn't comfortable. And it wasn't even the fat or not looking good in a swimsuit. It was the body pains, the back pain, the numbing of the hands, the not being able to do repetitive motions with my hands no more because they would just go numb. Even like cutting with a knife would like make my arms go numb, and I'd get shooting pains and things. So I was really just uncomfortable and mad because I really wanted to try to somehow reverse my myofascial pain syndrome, and I think that just was something that was very hard to deal with, and I wanted to reverse it, but I didn't know how because they say that there's no cure for it. So basically, I think about a year after living in our new home, I decided to do Dr. Fuhrman's 6-week challenge, and I ate huge salads. I mean, I'm talking like huge salads, like 2 to 3 times a day. I was eating beans, nuts, seeds, fruits, vegetables, lightly sauteed vegetables, soups, and it was all vegan, and low sodium, no oil, no processed sugars. The only way I could sweeten anything was by using fresh dates and like blending them up and like adding them to things or chopping them up, which I hardly did. But basically, like, you're not having salts. Like, if you buy anything canned, you should try to get like the lowest sodium possible of your options and all that sort of thing. And so I was just eating mass like raw foods plus some lightly cooked foods, trying not to like overcook vegetables or anything like that. And I decided to do that, and I did that for about 3 months and plus some change, and I was great. My inflammation, if I could literally say what my inflammation felt like out of like basically like all my years of life, I would say like my inflammation felt like it was zero, like zero, zilch, no inflammation. And inflammation is a huge problem with my back problems. So I felt great. My hands weren't numb, and if they did go numb, it was not nearly as much as they used to. I had all this energy because I was always fatigued and didn't have energy, and I had all this energy, and I like was working out in my big garden that's like about 20 by 20 feet, and I was doing yoga. I was doing yoga at home every day for the most part, and just eating healthy and doing this challenge. And I went from 160 pounds down to I think 142 or 145 pounds. I'll have to look back on that, but somewhere right in there. And I was just great. I like dropped clothing sizes. I was feeling fabulous. And then I kind of fell off the wagon again. My husband, his friend came up from Texas, and we showed him all around Washington, and we went out to eat a lot, and we did a lot of fun things, and that was great and everything, but I kind of fell off the wagon trying to find healthy things to eat and not being super good at knowing what to get at places entirely besides salads and everything. So I put back on weight, and I started eating bad again, and I went back up to like 160 pounds, and I was just like, I was devastated because I had felt the best I'd probably felt ever in my life, and I let that feeling go over stupid food once again. And so I then I then decided that about a year after that, I decided that I was gonna start going to the gym and just start eating healthy, and I was just gonna eat a vegan, nutarian, raw, juicing. I was gonna kind of mix all these different lifestyles together and just kind of make it my own and do what I'm comfortable with and just eat really good vegan foods and just try to maintain at least and not get heavier. And then in the summer of 2017, I discovered V Athletics, which is a all-women's gym, and it's like CrossFit style mixed with something else. I don't know exact. I'm not good at all this gym stuff, but it's kind of like a CrossFit style type setup, and the workouts are an hour long, and so I was going there off and on and just trying to kind of maintain my eating, and just kind of like, this was like probably the first time that I've ever like gone to a gym consecutively and like gone somewhere completely out of my comfort zone. So I did that, and I did that for a while. We did a lot of camping and different things in the summer, so I missed a lot of it, a lot of classes in the summer, and then I was going to it more frequently in just this last like October, November, December time. I was going more frequently, and in November I was pretty good at going at least 3 to 4 times a week. So then I decided that December of 2017, my challenge to myself would be that I would go 5 days a week, and I'd actually be doing 6 workouts though, because one day I would do 2 classes because they had a yin yoga class, and so that's what I've done like all of December. I worked out 5 days a week in a row, and then I'd rest Saturday and Sunday, and so I've been just doing that. And in December I decided that I wanted to start this YouTube channel and share my journey, show you guys exactly what I do, what's going on, progress, share other things that I know or that I do, like yoga and meditation and veganism and what I eat, and progress pictures and before and after pictures, and a little bit more into like my weight gain and how I'm losing it, and just helping like other people on their fitness journey, or other people with the same problem as I do, which is the myofascial pain syndrome. I just kind of really would love to share my story, share my journey, and support others on their journeys, and just have accountability and feel like I can check in to whoever's watching, whether that be nobody and just be myself, or if that be other people that are interested in what I'm doing. That's great, but I'm for the most part doing it for myself so that I'm accountable, and so that I don't keep falling off the wagon and starting over, because my body, I can tell, is tired of me starting over with eating good and eating bad and eating good and eating bad. So I think that this would be really a great thing, and I have so much that I can share, like even adventures and like what I do at the gym, and travel, and just like how to like eat healthy when you're at a restaurant or on the go or camping. So I have so much information I would love to share with you guys, and I hope that you guys follow me on my journey. And I do have 5 dogs at my house, so if there's ever dogs barking, I am so sorry. There's 3 here in my room. You can probably see them. There's one there, and one back there, and I'm just a huge animal lover. So please follow me on my journey and help keep me accountable, and I will share what I know, and I hope you can share some of what you know, and we'll see how this journey goes. And I'm currently, from my December going 5 days a week at the gym, I would say I'm already down like 6 or 7 pounds but I've lost a ton of inches. I went from an extra large to large shirt and I'm already down to a medium in just a month's time. So I know that what I'm doing is working, and I feel great. And my husband, he can notice the changes. And like, even when I weighed 145 pounds, like, I'm sure I was smaller than where I am right now. But I'm losing weight differently because of me actually exercising. So it's been really cool to see, and I'm like so excited to see what this year has in store for me. And yeah, so please just like and subscribe and follow my journey. Thank you for watching. I know this was a longer video than I wanted it to be. I wanted it to be about a 10-minute video. It turned into a 20-minute video. I'm going to try to keep the following videos 10 minutes or less, but I thought in one video I'd kind of just share everything that's kind of led me up to this point for the most part, just so you have an idea of what this is about. And yeah, so I will be sharing some of my before and after pictures of me so far, so stay tuned for that, and stay tuned for other things. I'm gonna be like doing other things in my life, like minimalism and things that make me feel good and give me better energy in life and let me focus on the things that truly matter. So thank you for watching.